My name is Cracker. Welcome to the truth.
On the afternoon of April 18, 1943, at the height of the Second World War, 4 Stourbridge schoolboys, Robert Hart, Thomas Willits, Bob Farmer, and Fred Payne were trespassing in Hagley Wood. Bob Farmer climbed the Wych Elm to look for birds' nests. He peered into the hollow trunk and spotted what he initially mistook for a large egg, or an animal's skull. Upon picking it up, he realized it was a human skull when he noticed lank hair, a human jaw, crooked teeth, and a small patch of rotting flesh still attached to the forehead. Terrified by the grisly discovery and fearing they would get into trouble for poaching and trespassing, the boys put the skull back and fled without looking any further. The youngest of the boys, Thomas Willits, eventually broke their pact of silence and confessed the discovery to his father. Together, they reported the find to the Worcestershire police, who entered Hagley Woods the following day to conduct their search. When officers searched the hollow tree trunk, they uncovered a nearly complete skeleton dressed in a striped cardigan, a mustard-colored skirt, and blue crepe-soled shoes, along with a cheap gold-plated wedding ring and a patch of taffeta stuffed down her throat. They also found the bones of her missing right hand scattered on the ground about 13 paces away from the tree. The Home Office pathologist Dr. James Webster conducted a forensic examination of the remains and concluded that the woman had been dead for at least 18 months, placing her death in or before October 1941. She was estimated to be between 35 and 40 years of age. Approximately 5 feet tall, with dark hair and small feet. She possessed a highly distinctive dental pattern with irregular, overlapping lower teeth, including a specific lower tooth that had been extracted about a year before her death. The skeletal examination indicated she had given birth at least once, but this finding was not completely conclusive. Webster discovered a piece of peach-colored taffeta cloth shoved far down her throat, which led him to conclude that her cause of death was suffocation. In late 1943 and 1944, chalk graffiti suddenly appeared asking, "Who put Lou Bella down the Wych Elm?" These nocturnal messages gave the anonymous skeleton the name Bella and why police believed the writer possessed inside knowledge. In 1953, Una Mosop came forward, describing her ex-husband Jack's confession that he and a Dutchman, Van Raalte, placed an unconscious woman in the tree after a pub altercation to frighten her. It detailed Jack's descent into madness from nightmares of a woman staring at him from a tree, leading to his death in an asylum in 1942, long before the skeleton was ever discovered. In 1944, a Birmingham sex worker contacted the police to report that another sex worker by the name of Bella, who worked on Hagley Road, had vanished about 3 years prior, which perfectly matches the estimated late 1941 timeline of the death. This report is incredibly significant because if the missing woman's actual name was Bella or Lou Bella, as spelled in the very first graffiti message, it would explain how the graffiti writer knew her identity before any details were ever released to the public. Despite this promising lead, police were never able to locate records to establish her full legal name or verify her identity, leaving her forever known simply as Bella.
Please like and subscribe.